In this demo, we'll walk through the new capability in integration environment, which would allow you to monitor Azure Integration Services, including Logic Apps, API management, and Service Bus from a single pane view of glass. This release is a step towards providing a more unified and better monitoring and management experience for your integration workloads. This capability is built using integration environment, which provides a landing zone for all experiences that span across Azure Integration Services. Here I already have an instance of an integration environment. In the integration environment are applications. Applications allow you to group different Azure Integration Services components as a unit. You can create a new application and add resources to it. Your resources could be logic apps, API management entities, service bus entities, or even a business process. Let's take a look at the application that I've already created. In this application, I've already added different AIS resources, including API management and a couple of APIs, a couple of logic apps with all the workflows inside it, a service bus namespace with a couple of queues and topics in it. To do end to end monitoring for all the resources in the application, let's go into Insights. Here is the dashboard that provides you a view into different resources into your application. Before we This dashboard is built upon Azure Workbooks for the data visualization purposes. The source of underlying telemetry is application insights. In order to render the charts correctly in this dashboard, you do have to make sure that the telemetry from all the resources in your application go to a single application insights workspace. And then from this drop down, you select the workspace that has telemetry from all the resources. This is a global filter and will be shared across all the tabs in this workbook. The time range dropdown allows you to select the time from minutes to days. This dashboard is currently categorized by your workflows, messaging components, and your APIs. For each of these categories, you will find sub-tabs where you start with an overview or an aggregated view and have an ability to drill down into more details. Let's start with Logic Apps. Currently, the Logic App dashboards are scoped to a single application. The dropdown provides an ability to select the application of interest, and the charts are updated based on the application that is selected here. This is a point in time experience where you have to choose the Logic app. Eventually, these dashboards will be leveraging all the Logic apps and workflows with an ability for you to filter if needed. The Overview tab gives you an aggregated view into the health of your workflow runs, actions, and triggers. You can further drill down and see more specifics into the number of runs, number of actions, triggers, and their success and failed count. The run status, action status, and trigger status charts show the trends of the successful and failed runs for the selected time window. The Workflow tab gives you a high level view into the runs and is categorized by successful runs and failed runs. These tables give you a high level view into the successful and failed runs as well as the trends over the period of time. The Runs tab gives an ability to drill down further into the workflows that have failed runs. For a chosen workflow, we can see all the runs that have failed. On clicking a run, it opens another table which shows all the actions and their status. For the actions that have failed, on clicking them, you can see further details into the dependencies and specific reasons for the failures. You can also look into the logs from App Insights by clicking on details for the specific failure. From this tab, you also have an ability to resubmit a failed run. The Compute tab for Logic Apps provides the compute utilization for your application. The workflow job details are available along with the instances used by the application as well as average working memory set. There are also charts available to look into the memory percentage and CPU percentage by instances. For Service Bus, there are three tabs: Overview tab, Requests, and Messages. The Overview tab provides an aggregated view into the status of different entities in your service bus. The Requests tab is scoped down to the entities that have been added to the application. For these entities, you can see details about the incoming requests, successful requests, and even errors. These charts provide trends over a period of time categorized by the different entities in the service bus. Likewise, the Messages tab provides an aggregated view into the different components in the service bus namespace, as well as for each of the entities that were added to the application. You can get more details into the incoming, outgoing messages, as well as the count of active messages. These charts provide trends over the selected time range categorized by different entities in the namespace that are in the scope of your application. For API management, the Timeline tab provides a high level view into the requests over a period of time. The requests are categorized by the APIs in the APIM. The APIs tab provides an aggregated view of the APIs and the successful and failed requests. The Operations tab further gives more details into the operations and APIs, including the total number of requests, failed requests, and the average duration of those requests. This brings us to the end of the demo. Providing unified experience for Azure Integration Services and all the services in the AIS portfolio is our vision. This is one step towards it. We have a lot more that we want to do here, and we would love to hear from you. How do you manage and monitor your integration workloads? What capabilities can we add, can we improve so that it simplifies your operations and management as you build and manage these workloads?